Hello everyone, and welcome to this short introductory video about the A-Level Physics course here at Boswell School. I'm Mr. Reed, and I'm the Head of Physics. And before I go any further, let me just say that there's my email. My email is ard@boswells-school.com. And if there's any questions that you have that aren't covered in this presentation, please feel free to email me, and I'll do my best to answer any queries that you have. Okay, so the next thing I need to say is congratulations on your choice of inquiry. I think A-Level Physics is an excellent choice for an A-Level, partly because, well, nature is just wonderful, isn't it? And it's a joy to study how it works and how all the variables in nature interact with one another, and to discover those connections. I think that everyone should have a basic understanding of science, particularly in the world that we live in now. And the A-Level Physics course offers a lot of insight into the way that we live. Okay, so what we're going to cover is the kind of attributes that I would hope an A-Level Physics student would have, some of the things that you can gain from taking A-Level Physics, and the way that the course is structured and assessed. Okay, so here goes. So what qualities, what attributes am I looking for in a prospective physicist? Well, the first thing is about curiosity, and that curiosity is going to provide the drive that you need to persist with a problem, okay, and also to dive into your independent study and practice some very difficult skills that will come up in A-Level Physics. Okay, the creativity mentioned there is about being able. It's two-part. It's about being able to visualize abstract ideas, which is going to really help with your understanding in physics, but it's also about creativity in manipulating your mathematics to solve problems. So I've mentioned maths there, and maths is very important in physics. Right? It's very important that you're good at maths in terms of being successful in physics. Often physics students will take A-level maths as well, and that makes sense because of the degree to which they connect to one another. During the A-level physics course, you'll see quite a lot of complex algebra. You'll be required to combine different equations together and derive new ones, which will test your algebra. And then using that algebra in multi-stage calculations, you will become a bit unstuck if your maths isn't up to scratch there. In year 2, you'll see things like natural logs and inverse square laws, and again, you know, that's reasonably complex mathematics, so you'll need to be prepared for that. It's okay for you to not be studying maths alongside physics. You can be successful. You just need to be prepared to gen up on those math skills as well as the physics content, so that you can apply the maths to the physics. Okay. The last thing to mention here is about organisation, and this goes for really any A-level, I would imagine, but certainly a science A-level. That organisation is going to be key, as well as the desire to independently study, so that you put in the practice that you need to make these ideas stick. All right, that's absolutely central to being successful at A-level physics. In terms of what physics can give to you, the main thing is a huge number of transferable skills. So amongst those are ideas about logical thinking and being able to critically evaluate a claim or a conclusion. Also data analysis skills and all the mathematical skills that you'll pick up along the way during the physics course. In terms of a career that could come from physics, well, there are so many things. Some careers that are traditionally linked to physics, like medicine, architecture, accountancy, engineering, computer science, and criminal investigative work. But then there's loads of other careers that you could do using those transferable skills that don't apparently link to physics in any way. Physicists are rare, so if you're successful in your physics and you take it further, you'll be highly sought after, regardless of what career you'd like to do later on. Okay, let's talk about the course content. So there are 3 papers in A-level physics. Paper 1 contains the content laid out there in black, and paper 2 is highlighted in blue, and then the measurements and their errors, which is number 1 there, that will span every assessment that you do in physics. Alright, so that covers it, everything. Paper 3 will be the option. Okay, so that's paper 3B, and the 3A, the part A of that paper, will be an in-depth assessment of the required practicals and associated conclusions and data. Okay, papers 1 and 2 also have a multiple choice element. Alright, so they've got a part B, each of them, which is multiple choice, and far from being easier, those multiple choice questions are often quite a bit harder because it gives the examiners an opportunity to ask really difficult questions with those multiple choice, multiple choices available to you. This is how those assessments break down, so you can see that paper 1 and paper 2 are have a slightly higher weighting than paper 3, but not by much. And again, paper 3 contains the option, and our option will be medical physics. As part of your course, you will be given a data sheet which gives you all of the equations you need, but as I mentioned, you will be required to be able to derive other equations from these, and you won't be given any of the factors here, alright, any of the variables. So you will need to have a decent understanding of these equations in order to be able to use the data sheet. Alright, so the final part of the assessment is practical, and so when you get your results on results day, you'll get your grade, and then it will either be with or without the practical endorsement. And to get the practical endorsement, you need to demonstrate 5 competencies. So you need to be able to show that you can follow instruction, follow a method basically, apply and edit investigative approaches to an investigation, work safely, record your results, and access sources and reference your sources appropriately. Now, these are the first 7 of those required practicals. So when you do a required practical, at least one, but probably some of those practical competencies will be getting assessed, and your teacher will make you aware of which ones are being assessed each time. Some of these required practicals you'll be relatively familiar with, like number 5 there. The determining resistivity of a wire is an extension of a practical you've done at GCSE, as is number 1, frequency of stationary waves, but also there will be things on here, practicals here that you will never have seen before, like Young's slit and Young's modulus. Okay, so there's a huge range of different required practicals. It's terribly exciting. I do hope that you decide that physics is for you at A-level, but I would temper that with a reminder of how challenging it can be. So good luck with your options and making your choices, and if you're someone who is looking for that the thrill of discovering the natural world and seeing it for what it really is, and you feel like you've got the skills that are required to access the A-level physics course, then I very much want to see you on this course next year. Reminder, if you have any questions, ard@boswells-school.com is my email. Please feel free to contact me. Alright, thank you very much. Goodbye.